Hi everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you are all well. Thank you for joining me. Today's class is called Core and Control, and it really is what it says on the tin. So really about engaging into those deeper core muscles and just taking the time to really slow down and find control through the body, because that is where the magic is. So I hope you enjoy. We're going to get started lying in supines. We're going to be lying on our backs to start. Just make sure you've got any additional props if you need them. For example, a head cushion. Just making sure your head is in line with your spine. Head, neck and spine are in line. So we're lying on our backs. And just take a moment to really tune into the body before we start. And take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth, through pursed lips. Nice. And again, in through the nose, nice and deeply feeling that ribcage expand upwards and outwards. And as you exhale, really soften the front of the ribcage and allow all of that air to come out. Nice. And just keep that breath going. Breathing in, really feeling the back of the ribcage expand and make contact with that mat. And as you exhale, really softening through the front of the body. Again, enjoying as you inhale that rising of the ribcage, lungs expanding, really taking up that nice deep breath, belly also rising, and find a nice deep exhale. And just keep that going. Now I want you just slide your hands down towards your hip bones. Okay, so second and third fingers are sat on your hip bones and your thumb is just tucked around the side of your waist. And I really want you to come into some pelvic tilts here. So we're just rocking the pelvis back and forth. Keep that nice posture. And start with the legs, so making sure that our feet are hip distance apart. Just sitting around the sit bones. And we're really thinking about tucking and tilting at the pelvis, finding the anterior and posterior pelvic tilt. Drawing pubic bone away from the nose as we inhale. And as we exhale, drawing the pubic bone towards the nose. Nice. So really try to engage that movement with the breath. As we find mobility through the spine. While also beginning to engage those abdominals. And then I just want you to slow that rock down and find yourself in that nice neutral position between those 2 points that we call neutral. So following the natural curve of our spine, everything is nice and neutral. We're nice and relaxed. You're going to slide the palms down and just make sure we're nice and comfortable before we start. So we're going to begin in tabletop. So you're going to bring your right leg to tabletop and then left leg. And just make sure you're nice and stable here. So if you need to be in your imprint, you're just making sure that your lower back is nice and in contact with the mat here. And then we're going to start with our single toe tap. So you're going to make sure that knees are in line with hips and we really find that starting position as we tap the toe and come back. So again, really just bringing it into the core and moving from the hip Inhaling as you tap down. Exhaling to draw the knee back up. Keep the shoulders nice and relaxed. You're here for 3. Keep breathing for 2. And 1. Nice. Bring that last knee back in. And just pop the arms up towards the ceiling, so palms are facing each other. And you're just going to go now for some dead bugs here. So we're going to extend the right arm back and extend the left leg forward. Really trying to keep everything nice and centered. Really drawing those ribs towards those hips. Find a nice softening through the rib cage. Whilst wrapping those ribs around those hips. Nice and slow, nice and controlled. You're here for 4. 3. 2. And 1. Nice, draw everything back. Keep those knees at tabletop if you can, so making sure your shins are parallel to the floor. You can lower the arms if you would like, just if the arms are getting tired. Otherwise we're going to go for a slow single leg stretch. Options, lift head, neck and shoulders here also. And just really work into those abdominals there, nice and slowly. Again, making sure we're keeping our alignment. And engaging that breath. Exhaling as I reach. And inhaling as I draw in. Nice. You're here for 4. 3. 2. And 1. You can lower the hands down, lower head, neck and shoulders, and just take a breath here. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Before you slide yourselves up onto your forearms, you can lower the legs if you need. Just take a moment here and just make sure we've got that correct posture. So making sure you've got that rib to hip connection. We're going to keep that peach underneath our chin. Make sure we're not doing any of this. We're going to keep our shoulders away from our ears. And we're going to come back to tabletop and just repeat that sequence, but we've just changed the arm position. So you're going to bring your legs back to tabletop from here. And just find an extension with that leg. Really working into the deeper core. So you're going to feel the burn here, and then you've got the lever of the legs extending. Really try to keep to that rib tip connection. Keep those shoulders away from your ears. My gaze is at my knee. We're here for 3. 2. And 1. Nice, extend on both sides. If you can, you're going to stay in this position. If not, you're going to come down and you can move from here. Okay, so we're still on our forearms and we're going to go for our double dips. So you're going to tap both toes towards the floor. Again, really working into those lower abdominals. Woo. Try to keep those shoulders away from the ears. And we're just moving from the hip. We're here for 3, 2, and 1. Lift the toes, slide the back down. You can come down toe or heel, and just extend those legs here. Lever might begin to start to feel heavy. Extend the arms overhead. And take a nice breath here, into the nose, and out through the mouth. Through the nose, and out through the mouth. Bring those legs in, give yourself a nice hug and just roll out the lower back. And then you've got one more set here in supine, and then we're going to come up. So you're going to slide the legs back down, so knees are bent, arms are nice and long. You're going to bring the legs back to tabletop, so inhale, one leg comes up, exhale the other. Really stabilise here. You can pop your hands either side of your head for this, and we're just going to tick tock the legs, okay? So you're going to inhale. Take a nice breath, that's it, and just drop the knees towards the right side of the floor. Really try to keep those shoulders down, so stay in your range, and then inhale, draw back through centre. Nice. Exhale, tilt away, really working opposition here, so my knees are to the left and my shoulder is really trying to stay down on the right hand side. Inhale back through centre. Exhale. And drop the knees. Again, all about control here, nice and slow. Just working through the core. You may not go that low, that's absolutely fine. Got one more each side. Really working in opposition here. So fighting that temptation to lift that shoulder up. And inhale through centre. Exhale, drop. Inhale back through centre. We're going to keep your feet at tabletop here, point the toes. Take a nice inhale to prepare. Option to keep the head down, or we're lifting head, neck and shoulders and reaching the arms forward. And we're going to go here for, again, our stretch. Really working in opposition here. My rib cage is nice and in contact with the mat. And I'm reaching those toes forward. And then I'm going to change the position of my arms, and I'm going to bring them to the side of my head. We're here for 4. 3. Keep the arms nice and wide. 2. And 1. Bring the knee back in, and we're going to go for our obliques. Just lift up high if you can. Keep that mid and lower back in contact with the mat, and we're going to cross into our oblique twist. Really working into those obliques now. Breathing as we come centre. Really working your position here. Toe reaching to the other side of the room.
wrapping those ribs around so you're not leading with the elbow. For 3, 2, and 1. Bring that knee in. Oh, and hug the knees. Oh my goodness. Lots of deep core work. And just circle those knees. Give yourself a hug. And just rock from side to side. And take a breath here. Into the nose. And out through the mouth. Nice. You're going to extend everything out. So extend the legs, extend the arms. Again, thinking about working our position, we're going to get a nice stretch here. And we're just going to find a nice roll up. Okay, so make sure our spine is nice and neutral. We're going to take a nice inhale, lift the arms. And exhale, begin to curl up. Head, neck and shoulders working through the spine. So our spine is like a string of beads and we want to come up bone by bone. We're coming up nice and slowly. Over the legs, finding that control. Imagine you've got a nice beach ball in between your chest and the thighs, and really reach those fingertips towards those toes. Softly draw that navel to spine, in and up. Engage that pelvic floor, reach, and then begin to peel back down. Nice. And slowly. If you can't come all the way up, don't worry. Just have the knees bent and come up nice and slowly to where you can reach. So that's a nice modification that you can try. Each week you'll be able to progress that. So again, we go inhale, reaching up towards the ceiling. And exhale, begin to work bone by bone, peeling the spine off of the mat. Really drawing nice and slowly up through the pelvic floor, into the navel, reaching over those knees, keeping a nice space here. Really find that C curve. Reach, 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 keep the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale and then exhale, begin to peel down. Relax the shoulders. And find that slow control. Really resist that urge to throw yourself all the way back down. Nice, we'll go for one more. Inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, begin to curl all the way up. Upper back, middle back, lower back. Really reaching through the fingertips. That's it. Over the hips. And with it down, keeping head and neck in line. Really finding that nice C curve here. And then we begin to peel back. Nice. And so almost like you're putting on brakes, guys. Okay, so really find that control through the center. That's it. You're going to bring the arms back overhead. And then I just want you just to slide the legs up into that bent position. Make sure that your heels, back of your heels, are still in line with your sit bones. And you're just going to find a nice roll up here with the knees bent. One more time. And I just want you just to adjust your weight here. So just make sure that we're nice and stacked. And we're just going to come up into rolling like a ball. So you're going to put the hands on the sides of your shins. Try not to grab them. Just find that nice gentle touch here. And you're going to take a nice inhale here. And really practice that C curve that we just talked about. So you're going to tuck the tailbone between the legs. Okay, find that nice C curve, that nice shape. And you're going to lift the legs here. And just make sure again that your shins are parallel to the ceiling. We're nice and controlled, really holding our balance here. If you're finding that tricky, keep the feet down And you're just going to practice finding that C curve where we tuck the tailbone under just between the legs. Nice, keep the shoulders nice and relaxed. And then we come back up. Okay, so that's your modification. Otherwise, guys, we're balancing and we're really trying to find that control. So you're going to tuck the tailbone between the legs, find that nice strong C curve, really engaging. Make sure you're not bracing the abs, okay? Just a really gentle wrapping of the ribs and the hips. Then we lift the legs up and we balance here. Make sure you've got enough room to roll. I'm actually going to shift myself forward a little bit. That's it. And then you're going to roll and come back up to balance here. So it's all in the core and control. Inhale, I'm rolling back. Exhale, I lift. Inhale, I roll back. Exhale, I lift. Really finding that core control to keep you lifting and enjoying that rolling through the spine. Nice. And I'm just going for 2 more. And then toe ball, heel it down. That's a really nice one to practice. And imagine you're rolling back on the white line. Really think about that control and coordination. You don't want to be rolling all over the place. Nice. So let's just turn over now into our quadruped position. So you're going to make sure that your wrists are in line with your shoulders. Your knees are in line with your hips. We've got a nice neutral spine here. I'm just going to come into some cat-cow stretches here. So we've just done a lot of flexion, so it's quite nice here to find extension with this upcoming sequence. So you can take a nice inhale, just drop the belly, lift the tailbone and open up through the chest. Find a nice cat-cow stretch. And then you're going to exhale, tuck the tailbone, find a nice arch to the back and drop the head. Inhale, just untuck that tailbone, soften and lower that belly. That's it, and lift and open up at the chest and lift the head. Nice, we go again. Exhale, we tuck the tailbone, arch the back, keep those shoulders nice and rounded away from the ears and drop the head. And you've got 2 more here, really finding that opening and that rippling of the spine as we come into that nice cat pose. And then we move from tail to head, taking the tailbone over, finding that nice rainbow of the back and dropping the head. Nice. Just unravel yourselves now back to neutral. And I just want you to extend your left hand forward and your right leg back. So just coming into that bird dog pose, reaching in opposition and then drawing it back while making sure we're thinking about drawing into that midline. So we want to make sure that we're not all over the place. We're really keeping everything nice and centered. We're going to do 1 more on each side. Inhale, really reach. Drawing everything back. And then we're going to come into a lift. So you're going to lift here. That's it. And then we draw everything back. And again we slide and lift, finding our bird dog, making sure we're looking directly at the mat. So making sure also that our head and neck are in line. And find your core control here. So today is not all about pumping it nice and hard as much as we like to do that. Sometimes it's really good to just bring everything back nice and slow and find that core control. And just keep going on alternate sides. Obliques really working here to stabilize us as we lift. As we draw everything towards that midline. So bring the minds into the body. and lift. And draw it back, and then you're going to come down into a nice thread the needle, so we're going to thread the right hand underneath the left and just enjoy that nice stretch there. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And slowly press into that left palm and come up. And you can do the same on the other side. So we lower that left hand and slide it under the right. And bring that left shoulder down. And thread the needle there. So try to keep the hips nice and stable. And then you can slide that left hand all the way back. Nice. Back into our quadruped position. I'm still really thinking about drawing in from the core. You're going to go back to the bird dog that we just did, but now we're going to go for a pulse. You're going to extend right arm and left leg, lift, back of the palm and toes towards the ceiling, and we're going to pulse here for 3, engaging through that midline for 2, and 1. Nice, slide everything back, and again on that we're driving that left hand forward and that right toe back. We're going to lift here and pulse for 3, for 2, and 1. Come down and find that nice starting position. Now I want you to come down onto your bellies. So you're going to come down to your forearms first, slide the legs back, and just prepare for some nice extension work as we again think about that core control, but just opening up through the back. So you're going to have your legs nice and long, you're going to have your head on top of your hands, doesn't matter which hand's on top of which. Find that nice length. Take a nice inhale here. You're going to keep everything down, so pubic bone down, legs and feet stay down. Inhale, prepare, and exhale, you're going to lift head, neck, and mid back, and then lower. Nice. And just keep that going. Just lifting from the mid back up, and just working through that back. Really nice to work in extension because a lot of us spend a lot of time in flexion, particularly if you sit at a desk, you're sitting down all day, so really nice just to open up through the back of the body, through the posterior chain, and lift. We're here for 4, come down for 3, lift for 2, and 1. Stay lifted, open up the arms and bring the palms by the sides of the thighs. We're staying lifted, just make sure that that lower rib cage is down. I want you to keep this position, and you're just going to lift and lower from here. So inhale, we lower. And exhale, lift. So keeping the toes down, just working into that back. Keeping the nose hovering as you come down. That's it, we're here for 3. For 2. Come down. And 1. Nice, and just bring your arms to that W position. We're staying in a nice hover, and you're just going to reach and come back. Nice, you're nearly done. Reach and lower and hover, and bring the elbows to the sides of the body. Nice. We're here for 3. Reaching for 2. And 1. Nice. And just lower everything down a nice breath here. You might want to put your hands underneath your head. And take a nice breath into the nose, out through the mouth, into the nose, and out through the mouth. We're nearly done an extension, guys. You've got one more. You're going to bring your hands to the sides of your head, so you're in your nice W position, just to prepare. Keep those feet just hip distance apart. That's it. And then you're going to slide the hands forward. Nice. So now we're in a nice long line. You want to make sure that you have your head just hovering above the mat. You're going to take a nice inhale to prepare. That's it, and then exhale, lift everything and come to a nice long line. So we're hovering just above the mat, and you're just going to paddle from here. So imagine that you're bouncing small balls, small tennis balls, really working through the back, engaging the core nice and softly. And we're just swimming here and breathing. Let's engage the breath. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and halt. Really enjoy that hover, guys, and come down. Nice, relax everything. Press, let's slide those hands back, press into the palms, and sit the body back, and come into a nice wide child's pose. So open up those thighs. I'm going to just slide myself forward so you can see me. And really just sit that tailbone back, draw it down and back. And rest the head. And take a nice breath here, in through the nose. Whew. And out through the mouth. In through the nose. And out through the mouth. And begin to just slowly curl yourself up. So sliding the hand, beginning to work from the tail, from the round of the spine, through that lower back, through that mid back, and that upper back. And just roll the shoulders all the way. I'm going to swivel here so you can see me. And just for one last time, let's circle the arms up and round above the head. Take a nice breath here and exhale, release it all. And give yourselves a clap. Amazing, guys. That was just a short snippet of what you can find on my online platform, Pilates by Kalisha. Details are down below if you would like to join. Today was really about taking the time to just slow it down, find control, really engage those deeper core muscles. But you'll find so much more variation on the platform, lots of different speeds, lots of different bits of equipment. But I hope you enjoyed today, and I will see you very soon. Bye.